Thanks for staying with us on TVC Breakfast. The Africa Network for Environment and Economic Justice, as well as the Nigeria Civil Society Situation Room, have urged Edo residents to shun violence and support a peaceful election. This call was made during a civic education and a peace rally being organized by the groups across the 3 senatorial districts of the state. The Executive Director of the body, David Ugolo, explains that the rally was aimed at raising public awareness on the need for peaceful and violence-free elections in the state. Joining us now for this conversation is the Executive Director of the Africa Network for Environment and Economic Justice, Mr. David Ugolo. Thanks a lot for joining us. We understand that the theme of the rally held by your coalition during this week was vote, don't fight. There is life after the elections. Tell us about the worrying indices that you are seeing on ground and how your work is centered around eradicating violence before, during, and after the polls. Mr. Ugolo, we can see you're speaking, but we can't hear you. Kindly unmute.
Yeah, it's okay. Thanks very much. Sorry for that. Thank you very much for the opportunity to be in your platform again and to also join forces with your platform to continue to appeal to all the actors to ensure that come on Saturday, there will be free and fair election and credible process that every stakeholders will have trust on. And the purpose of our rally yesterday and the one that is also coming up tomorrow is to again raise an awareness to all the stakeholders that there's need for peace and that there's no need to fight. It's just cast our vote. Election is an opportunity to elect just one person that will be the executive governor of Edo State. And the whole purpose is that the electoral process provides the opportunity for each of the candidates from the political party to put forward their manifesto, and anyone that is appealing to the electorate will receive the largest vote and then they will be declared winner. But people should not see it as the end of their life. There is always opportunity. 8 years is not forever. 4 years is not forever. Opportunity for people to put forward their candidature is to be able to continue to strengthen the democratic process. And that's why, in collaboration with other broad coalitions of NGOs, JDPC, and the Nigerian Civil Society Situation Room, we are able to do this rally to raise awareness about the need to shun violence and that no fighting, but let's cast our vote. We have seen that there have been tension around, but we have appealed to all stakeholders and say, look, don't get scared, particularly the electorate, because this is the antics of the political elite. They try to create tension before election just to discourage people not to vote, cast their vote, because vote is a right. It's a right for the people to express their choice and to be able to send a strong signal to those who don't govern properly. You are seeing that there is crisis everywhere. The only opportunity that citizens have to express their displeasure is this electoral circle process. And I think that come on Saturday, a new governor will emerge in Edo State. And our appeal to all the actors is that please shun violence. We're also appealing to ANEEJ. You have seen some of my colleagues have also raised the question of integrity. It's very important for the ANEEJ resident commissioner to know that the whole world is watching at ANEEJ. However, the way they conduct themselves will show clearly to the world, because the implication is that you must create trust for the citizens. And I want to appeal to the international community, appeal to the president of the country, appeal to the security agency that they should please ensure that they play their role. Because whatever you do, you set a bad precedent. You know, political elites are very clever and smart. When they become a victim of a culture they have set and put in place, they cry foul. But we, civil society, have always been there, consistent, always there asking for transparency, integrity. But we will continue to sustain this call And that's the reason why we are appealing to the INEC, appealing to the law enforcement agency. Again, we are reassured by the commitment from the Inspector General of Police that he will deploy his men and the other law enforcement agency to ensure that those who decided to come out to cast their vote, they are not put at risk. And we're also appealing to the international community, all observers, monitors, and party agents to rise up to the challenge. This morning, civil society is also organizing an interactive section with different political party candidates, just to also ask them about their manifesto so that they can also share with us what they would do if they emerge as governor of Edo State.
But I will prefer that, more attention is focused on the stakeholders. I mean, just beyond the residents, those who are contesting. Because in the past few weeks, we've seen a lot of back and forth asking for the removal of some major persons that will be important in the electoral procedure. But what's the organization doing just beyond, advising or raising awareness to residents about the need to come out to vote? Because if there is violence, most persons will not involve themselves in that election.
And that's why we're also going to be working closely with different international development agencies, particularly the European Union and the American embassies and other foreign missions. There are framework, various processes going on of which tracking those political elites that are promoting violence. First, as you know, there are some political elite today that cannot travel out of this country. Some of those are placed on visa ban, not to travel out of the country. We are also going to make sure, that's why we're appealing to everybody, that some of these politicians who are promoting violence, their children are not in this country. They have 2 passports. And when there is violence and there's chaos in the country today, you will not see them around. Most of these politicians we have also seen, they have no investment in Benin. They have no investment in Edo State. And so when there is crisis today, there is destructions here and there. It's we, the poor, that will be victim of the violence. And so that's why we are appealing to every actors that don't listen to those political violent commercial entities, because they see it, they are entrepreneurs, their source of livelihood is creating chaos. And so one of the things we do is, first and foremost, create an awareness, empower the people with the right information and knowledge. At the same time, we're also putting pressure on the law enforcement agency, the police, the SSS, the military, that they should please step up to their responsibility. We are going to be holding them accountable. As for the INEC, we have seen all kinds of accusations around. The most important thing is that we have a few days to the election. We are also going to be monitoring the INEC. We're also going to be monitoring the disbursement of all the electoral materials. We're going to ensure that at any point in time, we are deploying over 100 monitors across the state. And we also know that other civil society organizations are deploying a lot of monitors across the state. We are going to be working together to be sharing information. And we're also aware that American Embassy, the British High Commission, and most of the embassies across the country are also sending monitors and observers into the election. I feel very strongly that the law enforcement agency will rise up to their challenge, because all eyes are on them, all eyes are on INEC, and even the political actors themselves. Whatever any activity, we're also gathering intelligence around them to ensure that those that are promoting violence will also expose them at an appropriate time. And also we want to appeal to our brothers and sisters across Edo State. Don't allow yourself to be used by these politicians. They are all the same. When they finish winning the election, they will come together again. Those who lost their life, you will not regain the life. So there is life after election. Don't allow politicians to use you. Their children are in Canada, in America. They come here, create violence, create chaos. You see, they are violent entrepreneurs. That's how they survive. That's how they make their money. They create tension. They create all kinds of tension around. I can assure you that come on Saturday, the election will go on. I appeal to all the electorate to come out to cast their vote. They should not allow these politicians to deceive them. They should not allow these politicians to create chaos. We should expose them. We should not cooperate with them. All we need to do is to go to the election ground on Saturday and cast our vote. and so that by the end of Saturday, we should be seeing a new brand governor in Edo State.
And quickly, Mr. Ugolo, there are concerns about violence-prone areas in Edo State ahead of Saturday from the indices already on ground. Tell us about how this is impacting the work that your coalition is doing, and the issue of just how much security presence is needed to ensure that people can come out to cast their ballots and leave. We have about a minute or thereabout left. If you can just summarize your answers.
Our appeal is to, again, to the IG, the Inspector General of Police, and DSS Director, and the law enforcement agencies in the country, that they should please strengthen the security apparatus in the state. We also appeal to all other law enforcement agency that there should be inter-agency cooperation, and that they should also open hotlines for civilians to be able to reach out to them and report red places where there will be alerts, where there will be crisis prone, anywhere there will be potential problem, so that they can respond as quickly as possible. We also appeal to all the stakeholders at all. This morning, we're organizing interactive section with all the political governorship candidates and their deputies and the political actors and with civil society. And one of the key objectives of that interactive section this morning at Protea Hotel is to ensure that we all come with a common understanding, build consensus towards peaceful election come on Saturday.
All right, David Ugolo, we thank you very much for your time with us on TVC Breakfast.
Thank you very much.